Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is May 6th. It is Thursday, 2021. And I just kind of wanted to show you what we had going on here and what we were working on. And well, before we get into the topic of this video, I wanted to show you this really quickly first, and then we'll get into the topic of the video. So we did a lot of transplanting. Somebody had asked me, what about marigolds? Well, let's see. We have 6 marigolds here, 6 marigolds there, and then we have a tray of 10 marigolds over there. So there's 22 marigolds. So I think we're covered on the marigolds. So anyway, we did a bunch of transplanting. Here's tomatoes. Since we've transplanted the tomatoes, they've really started to take off, which is pretty cool. We transplanted everything else into bigger pots, and we're ready to go when the time comes. Over there and that tote we ended up putting sunflowers. So I got about 6 sunflower plants in that one. And so we'll see what happens with that. And then I'll show you over here. Over here we've the peppers, and they're doing fine as well. And we got some more tomatoes there, and these are peppers here as well. So yeah, so we'll see how everything goes. I did give a few plants away, and so, like I said, we're just going to see how it all goes and how it pans out. But so what we are going to do with these seed trays here, we're going to plant some other stuff as well, and just see how it goes, just for the heck of it. We still do have to transplant these guys over here, and so that's going to happen. Well, we have rain in the forecast for Friday and Saturday, but shortly after that, these will get planted. These guys here will get planted as well, and so we'll be doing that. So just kind of wanted to share that with you before we got into the topic of the video. So the judge that yesterday I had talked about, the judge ended the moratorium on people being able to continue to stay and not pay rent or their mortgages. And the Department of Justice, in their infinite wisdom, has decided to appeal that. So the judge put her her decision on hold until the 12th of May, and so gives time for like landlords and and that type of thing. Look at how slick she is. I'm sorry, just how she's standing there. She's such a beautiful dog. And she is, as of today, she is 7 months old. So, she's going to be monstrous big. She's going to be a big girl, but she's a good girl. So, anyway, sorry, she's turned out to be just an absolutely beautiful dog. And so anyway, so the Department of Justice, like I said, has appealed the decision. So the judge has put her decision on hold until May 12th to give them time to do their appeals and everything that they want to do. Now, my question that I have, and I think that everybody should question this, if you guys remember in December, they had set aside $50 billion. Now that's not million, $50 billion to help people, okay, to take care of rent and stuff like that. Now, has that money gone to the landlords? And if it has, I would really like to see an accounting of where that money went and who got that money and stuff like that, because I'll bet that we would all be surprised that if it did not go to the people that it should have gone to. I'm sure it didn't. That's just my guess on that. Because, of course, there's no corruption in Washington, D.C. What, baby girl? What, baby girl? This is what they need. They need that running and that exercise, and she's a lunatic. Hella is a lunatic. And I'll tell you what, it's been really good for them as well, for Caesar and Pandora, to have somebody that really is pushing them and making them play as hard as they do. But yeah, they're doing really, really well. So anyway, I would like to hear your guys' feedback. I definitely enjoyed the feedback that I saw from the video the other day, and the majority of the people in that feedback was saying that it was about time that they stopped the free ride, which I agree 100%. It was definitely beyond time to stop the handouts. They need to get people back to work. They need to make people responsible for their own actions. According to the DOJ, 4 million people would be affected. And so here's what the DOJ is saying. Okay, here's the other part of this that I thought was quite interesting. They were saying that, well, if we start all of a sudden do these evictions and put all these 4 million people out on, or 4 million people would be affected, which means it's probably more than that. But they were like, if we do that and put these people on the streets, then there'll be an increase in the number of cases of the virus. So I don't know how that works, but you know, I thought that that's an interesting excuse on their part for you know, people not taking responsibility. There has to come an end. I'm sorry, but no free handouts last forever, and the chickens do come home to roost. And like I said, if you knew that you weren't going to pay, you better have a game plan. You know, you have to have that game plan. You have to make those decisions. Relax, baby. I'll get you in a minute. You got to have a game plan of what you're going to do, how you're going to react to stuff, and everything like that. So I wanted to show you just really quickly too, because I'm like so happy this year. You guys have no idea. All the blossoms here on the peach trees. These are the older peach trees that I have on the property, and they're just like loaded up with blossoms. So hopefully we end up with a lot of peaches this year, which would be fantastic. The plums, these guys are here, are the plum trees. I'm not really seeing much in the way of plums. I did see a few blossoms on these two. I mean, I'm talking strictly these two trees, because we can walk over, and I'll take you guys over here real quick, because the plum trees over here are absolutely loaded. So that, you know, just no rhyme or reason. Now, I've always planted, try to plant the trees together. That cherry tree right there is just absolutely beautiful. I love the way that that looks. And I'm really hopeful that we get a lot of cherries out of that, because that's just absolutely gorgeous, and they're loaded. Those two are the pear trees. And I just wanted to show you again anyway, especially for anybody that's new to the channel and stuff like that. So, cherry tree here, and that has a few blossoms on it as well. And over there's a few blossoms. But these are the plum trees that I was talking about. And there's definitely a lot of blossoms on this one. And they're on here as well. So I'm thinking we should have a decent amount of plums this year too, because you can kind of see them all developing there, which is kind of neat. And then these two cherry trees did not make it. We've talked about that. They did not make it. But these two peach trees did. And these are two that I planted last year. And so I bought the more mature tree, and we're going to end up having, you know, peaches off of these two this year. So anyway, so that's where we're at, guys. So I definitely want to hear your feedback on this topic. What do you think of the DOJ appealing the decision? And do you think there's any credence to the notion that if they end up evicting, you know, these people, that there'll be an increase in the virus? You know, I don't know. I find it very, very interesting. But we shall see what happens, and time will definitely tell. Had a great stream last night, a lot of interaction with people, so that was a lot of fun, and I definitely enjoyed that. But we got to get this last bed here filled with dirt. The weather hasn't cooperated, and I still have to call Bill and get another load of the composted cow manure brought in. And so I'm going to be doing that as well. And then we'll get this bed filled, and we'll go from there. But I did use some of the dirt from out here, obviously in the greenhouse, when we did transplanting of some of the plants. So there we are. Oh, I was going to show you guys this here real quick. So just for fun. So right along here, all the way down is radishes, and they're starting to pop up, which is kind of neat. And then over here, we have potatoes popping through. And so, let's see if there's any more. So you got like one here, we got this one here, over here, in the center there, and that one. This whole bed here, guys, is nothing but potatoes, okay? So, let's see, right here, you can see some potatoes coming through there. And let's see what else we got. Right here, some. Right there. Okay, those are all potatoes coming through. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think it's going to be very, very cool. Now this bed over here, we planted the asparagus, a line this way, a line that way, and then through the center is strawberries, because the strawberries and asparagus grow well together. And then this bed will basically just be for asparagus as we move forward, because asparagus will take over this entire bed, which is fine. That's what we want. So we won't be harvesting any of the asparagus this year. We'll just let it all go back to seed, and then we'll see how things look next year. But I think that'll be awesome. To just have this whole bed be for, the asparagus. That'll be really, really neat. So we'll see how that goes, and we'll go from there. But I think we're going to have a good year growing. We plan on growing, obviously, outside here in the raised beds, and then also inside the greenhouse as well. I do have a few plants that I plan on keeping in there to grow in there, and just kind of like an experiment. Some of it outside, some of it inside. And so we'll go from there. We'll see how it all pans out. But that is the game plan. So as you can see, it's weird because it's like over there looks really dark, like there might be rain. It looks like there's something going on here. But now the forecast for today is no rain today. But it is overcast and it is cloudy. So it's not a very, nice day, and it's cold. So, we're just going to continue to do what we're doing, and that's all we can do. But so that's where we're at. Today is the day that I will go see my daughter, so by the time this video goes up, I may actually be back to the homestead by that point, because this video will go up at about 3 o'clock, and it's in the morning right now. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going to go see my daughter and spend some time with her, which I'm looking forward to that, and we'll go from there. So anyway, I will see you guys all later, and I will do a second video later today. Oh, really quickly, I did want to mention my website really quickly, preppernurse1.com. We have the Forefathers, which is the CBD and hemp store, which if you see the logo on my website at preppernurse1.com, you go in there, you'll see the Forefathers. If you click on that, it will take you to their website. If you do decide to make a purchase, you will be able to save yourself 15% when you check out if you use the discount code PrepperNurse1. So I wanted to, have that set up for you guys for that reason. Also on the website we have the Legacy freeze-dried foods. So if you go to my website preppernurse1.com and you click on store, it will drop down and it'll say Legacy. Click on Legacy and it takes you to that part of the store, and what we have available is there. And very good thing to have for your long-term food storage, so definitely take advantage of that. It is vegan. There are meat options of beef and chicken, and that you can buy separately. It is also there is gluten-free options if you are looking for that. And It's the largest portion size of any of the other freeze-dried food companies. So per pound, if you're paying per pound, it is the cheapest that you will get. You'll get more bang for your buck, I should say. It definitely, you'll get more per pound. So anyway, that's, if you look at it that way, it's a good thing to have in your food preps. You should be definitely diversified in your food prep. So I encourage people to do that. I was going to show you this too. Look at this over here. This over here looks to be an old pear tree, I think. Let me just take a look. I don't know if that's pear or an apple tree. Old apple tree. So there's some apple blossoms up on there and that tree as well. So that's interesting. But yeah, so that's a problem. A lot of these older trees, they're too high. That's way too high. And all the energy is going all up to the top of that. So you're not going to get really great apples off of that tree. That's why we topped all these trees this year. And still got to wait things to dry out so we can get this all burnt up, all this extra stuff. So, but we'll get there. It'll all come together. So anyway, also on my website we have the Prepper Nurse One community, which is a resource that we set up for you guys to connect with like-minded people. So definitely take advantage of that as well. You do have to register for that because it is private, but there is no credit card information asked, and it's a great way to connect with like-minded people. If you want to just read the message boards, or you want to go in there and do, just kind of poke around and see if you can connect with somebody, that's a good way to do that, okay? So anyway, I'm going to jump off for now. I hope everybody has a great day. Remember, we are all in this together. That is important to remember. Also remember to hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every single day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen in life, so it's really important that we tell the people that we care about every day how we feel. Last but not least, STD, step, thing, and day. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, and one day at a time. Whatever you are trying to do, whatever you are trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only person that will stop you from reaching those goals is you. Nobody else can stop you. Stay positive, stay away from the negativity, and you're going to be just fine. All right? I will see you all later, and I will do another video later today. All right? Prepper Nurse One, out for now. And now they're back to chilling.